Today I'm sharing the books I'm planning on reading for the Back to Hogwarts Readathon. Welcome to Candlewick Library. I'm Cheryl. We are getting really close to September now, so it is time for me to share the books I'm planning on reading for the readathon. For the first prompt for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, the prompt is Found Family or Boarding School. I have one option that I thought about doing for Found Family, and that is The Family That Nobody Wanted by Helen Doss. This is a memoir of a pastor and his wife that end up adopting a bunch of children. This was one of my favorite books when I was in 4th grade, even though it was an adult memoir, but I haven't read it for a long time, and so I've been wanting to reread this, and I may end up reading this in September and using it for that prompt. But my first choice is actually for the boarding school prompt, and that is reading The First Term at Mallory Towers by Enid Blyton. I actually got this copy used, and I'm kind of annoyed that there's a little unremovable sticker on that of a TV show. This tells the story of a young girl who is going off to boarding school. So I know that Enid Blyton is an author that J.K. Rowling was inspired by and enjoyed, and I don't believe I've ever read anything by her. So this is my first choice for that prompt. For my English literature course that I've been doing for the last year, I am on to the Bronte sisters, and one of the next books I need to read is Jane Eyre. I've read Jane Eyre a few times, and that is one I forgot to mention in my recommendation video, that Jane Eyre would be a really good boarding school book. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this in September or not, but I might end up reading it in September. Book 2 is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The prompt for that is a secret in the title or in the plot. My first choice for this is to read one of the children's books from The Good and the Beautiful that I've had on my cart for a while to try to get to, and that is Badger Hills Farm Book 1, The Secret Door. This is a very simple children's book, and so I'd be able to knock this out in about an hour probably. It says Timothy and Zoe's family has just inherited a unique 177-acre farm. Shortly after moving, they learn that a secret door is somewhere in their home, but they can't find it anywhere. As Christmas approaches, joy is in the air and adventure is around every turn. Timothy and Zoe start exploring the land, face a surprising encounter with a wild creature, and find themselves with lanterns in the forest at night. But through it all, they don't forget about their quest to find the secret door. I don't know if I will for sure be in the mood for this, and I also might want to read something bigger, depending on how my other reading goes. And so my second choice for this is Secrets and Suitors by Joanna Barker. I have enjoyed some books by Joanna Barker in the past, and this is one that I own that I haven't read yet, but it sounds like it's about a girl that is shy and having to go to London for the season again and is thinking that she won't find a good match. And apparently there's secrets involved. Book 3 is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and the prompt for this is to read a book with an animal on the cover. I could read Prisoner of Azkaban. It has his Patronus on the cover, but I'm not sure if I want to use this for that prompt. However, I am planning on reading this book in September, so I will get back to this in a minute. The ones I'm trying to decide between, and this will be a mood reading thing during the month, whichever one of these I feel like picking up. I have The Red Pony by John Steinbeck. This just says it is the story of a boy who dreamed great dreams, of the sorrel colt that was the focus of those dreams, of the land that nourished them, of the mountains that hid their fulfillment. And I've really enjoyed Steinbeck in the past, and this is a pretty short one. And the other one I have is another Enid Blyton, The Famous Five on a Treasure Island. Julian, Dick, and Anne are spending the holidays with their cousin George and her dog Timmy. Exploring Curran Island, they make a thrilling discovery, which leads them deep into the dungeons of the Curran Castle. Who and what will they find there? When I picked up the other Enid Blyton book, I saw this one and thought it looked kind of cute. I haven't decided yet which one of these I'm going to read. Book 4 is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And the prompt for this is school spirit or competition. Chances are this is the book I'm going to read for this prompt, but I do have to get to Azkaban first. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to get to this one as well in September, or if this one is going to have to be in October. The only other one I'm thinking of for this prompt is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I have been wanting to reread the Hunger Games books, so if I'm in the mood for it, I might end up using this one. Number 5 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and the prompt for this book is a secret society or an uprising. I picked out 2 books for this as well. One of them is The Mark of the Thief by Jennifer Nielsen. This is the first in a trilogy, and this has to do with ancient Rome and Julius Caesar and a secret society there. My daughter has read these already and really loved them, so she's been recommending them. However, I think that the one I will probably end up reading is also by Jennifer Nielsen, and this one fits the prompt perfectly because it is called Uprising. This is another World War II historical fiction by her. taking place in the ghettos of Warsaw. Number 6, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. The prompt for this is a number on the cover. So that could be in the title, or it could just be a number like on the spine, or the other side of the prompt could be a book with a battle in it. The first one that I know I will be reading, if I don't get to it at the end of August, is Once Upon a Prince by Rachel Hawk. This is a book I am going to be buddy reading with my mom, and so this one is a priority. However, there is one other book I want to read in September because it takes place on September 11th, 2001, and it's called One Tuesday Morning by Karen Kingsbury. I picked this up at a used bookstore a few months ago and had kind of planned on getting to this in September, right around September 11th. And since it has one in the title, I think it would be a good one to fit this prompt as well. Number 7 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and for this book, the prompt is a quest or a journey. My first choice for this is The Luminous Life of Lucy Landry. This is by Anna Rose Johnson. This is about a young girl who has lost her father at sea, and she is sent to be fostered by some people who live in this lighthouse. The reason it would fit for this prompt is that it talks about how her father was looking for a treasure, and it was a necklace of some kind. And so that is one of her biggest priorities, is to try to find that treasure that he didn't find, but somebody else apparently is looking for it as well. It even uses the word quest in the blurb. So I will probably be reading this one for it. Then there is the prompt for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is to play a game or watch an adaptation. I have recently watched the first Harry Potter adaptation, and so I might watch the second one in September. I think we're going to be playing trivia on one of the live sprints, and so that could count as a game. But I'll also probably be playing at least one of our Harry Potter games with my daughters. And I am going to try to make a point to play a little bit more of Hogwarts Legacy in September as well. Definitely going to be a very Harry Potter September for me. And then the last prompt is the optional middle square that has the H and P on it. And the bonus prompt for that was to read a Harry Potter book, to read a book with H and P in the title, or to read a book that has magic in it. I did say that I wanted to read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban in September, so that is the one I'm planning on reading for that bonus prompt. I am going to try to be reading 8 books at least, so the 7 prompts and the bonus prompt. And I probably won't be doubling up unless the month gets away from me and I can't get to one for each, but I really would love to get to some of those extra ones as well. So I would love to hear what you're planning on reading for this readathon if you're taking part. If you make a TBR video for the Back to Hogwarts Readathon, please tag me and the other co-hosts in it so that we can make sure that we come and watch it and see what you're going to be reading and that you're taking part. Our first live reading sprints to get to know the host will be this Saturday. I believe that is August 24th. That will be on Lucy's channel. And then next week, I am actually going to have a video where I'm talking about how I got into Harry Potter and why I love it. Then in September, like I've said before, I will be having some Harry Potter content throughout the whole month. I did want to mention on here, for anyone who does see this that isn't interested in Harry Potter content at all, I will have at least one video a week in September that is not Harry Potter related, but I probably will have a few extra videos above my normal 2 a week. It just feels like that will make the month really fun to have a lot of Harry Potter content on my channel during the readathon. And just a reminder that there is a giveaway that if you read a separate book for each of the prompts, do the activity, and do that extra bonus prompt, that you can be entered in a giveaway for a book. Hope to see you at Hogwarts.